They want you distracted. They want you obedient. They want you to question your own power while blindly trusting their system. But somewhere deep inside you, there is a fire that refuses to go out. You were not born to be a puppet pulled by invisible strings. You were born to think, to create, to rise, and to break free. Building a dangerous mind is not about violence. It is about building a mind so powerful, so self-aware, that no lie can deceive it, no fear can bend it, and no authority can silence it. This world rewards conformity and punishes independence. But the most unstoppable force is a human who has learned to control their mind instead of letting the world do it for them. Every system is designed to shape your thoughts before you even understand you are being shaped. From the moment you are born, they feed you rules, labels, fears, and limitations. They tell you what to want, who to be, and what success should look like. But a dangerous mind asks questions. A dangerous mind looks at the system and says, why? It studies everything, trusts nothing blindly, and decides its own truth. This is the power they fear, not a body that rebels, but a mind that cannot be bought or broken. A dangerous mind listens deeply but obeys only its own wisdom. Most people do not realize they are in a mental cage because the bars are invisible. The cage is built with fear, comparison, shame, and noise. You must learn to see it, to hear the silence behind the noise, to ask yourself, what thoughts are truly mine, and what thoughts were planted in me? A dangerous mind separates truth from illusion. It does not seek comfort, it seeks clarity. You become dangerous when you stop reacting and start reflecting. When you stop absorbing and start questioning. When you stop running and start standing still long enough to see through the lies. Building such a mind takes work. It takes pain. It takes isolation. You must be willing to outgrow people who are still asleep. You must be willing to feel lonely for a while because your path is different. You must study, read, and think more than anyone else around you. You must learn to love boredom because that is where your real thoughts come to the surface. You must embrace the silence most people run from. In silence, your mind becomes a weapon. Not a weapon to destroy others, but a weapon that destroys your weakness, your ignorance, your illusions. They cannot control a mind that no longer needs approval. They cannot control a mind that is not addicted to validation. They cannot manipulate someone who knows exactly who they are. They lose power the moment you take it back. And you take it back by choosing your thoughts like you choose your food. Carefully, consciously, and with purpose. You stop consuming toxic ideas. You stop engaging in useless debates. You stop living for likes, views, and empty praise. You live for truth. You live for mastery. You live for the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are. You must learn to think deeply in a world that values shallow opinions. You must master patience in a world that rushes toward shortcuts. You must protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Your attention is currency. They buy it with fear, drama, and entertainment. But a dangerous mind does not sell its attention cheap. It directs its focus like a laser on what matters. It is not easily distracted. It does not panic in crisis. It observes, calculates, and then acts with precision. You must study history, not the version they teach you in school, but the real one, the raw one, the one that shows you how people were manipulated, how truth was hidden, and how empires rose and fell because of minds that either surrendered or resisted. You must learn philosophy, not to sound smart, but to understand human nature, to sharpen your thinking, to build mental armor. You must master your emotions, because whoever controls your emotions controls you. Do not be the puppet, be the hand that pulls the strings. A dangerous mind knows when to speak and when to stay silent. It knows when to fight and when to walk away. It does not waste energy proving itself. It simply becomes undeniable. You must develop discipline so ruthless that even your excuses fear you. You must create habits so strong they pull you forward even on the darkest days. You must train your body, not for vanity, but for resilience. Because when the body is strong, the mind becomes sharper. When you feel powerful in your skin, you begin to think differently. A dangerous mind knows when to speak and when to stay silent. It knows when to fight and when to walk away. It does not waste energy proving itself. It simply becomes undeniable. You must develop discipline so ruthless that even your excuses fear you. You must create habits so strong they pull you forward even on the darkest days. You must train your body, not for vanity, but for resilience. Because when the body is strong, the mind becomes sharper. When you feel powerful in your skin, you begin to think differently. Your energy must become rare. Your presence must feel like a storm brewing beneath calm skies. You walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere, not with arrogance, but with intensity. Because people can feel it when your mind is strong. They can sense when you are not easily fooled, when you are not desperate for attention, when you are deeply grounded in something unshakable. That is when they label you dangerous. That is when they try to silence you. But they cannot silence what is built in silence. They cannot shut down what they did not create. You become dangerous when you are untriggered by hate and unfazed by praise. You no longer play the game of social approval. You no longer seek peace in others' opinions. You have made peace with your own truth. That is freedom. That is real power. They may mock you. They may isolate you. But deep down, they know they cannot control you. And that makes you the most powerful kind of threat. A threat not to people, but to the system that feeds on control, confusion, and chaos. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to be comfortable. Comfort kills greatness. It softens the mind and weakens the will. Choose challenge. Choose the path that sharpens you. Choose solitude over shallow noise. Choose knowledge over entertainment. Choose growth over approval. And every day, choose to build the mind they cannot touch. Because once your mind is free, you are free. And once you are free, you are unstoppable. You must realize that becoming dangerous is not about being feared by others. It is about being feared by your own former self, the weak version, the one who avoided responsibility, the one who made excuses, the one who played small. You must wake up every day and choose to leave that version behind. You must kill your comfort zone daily. You must train like your freedom depends on it, because it does. A free mind creates a free life. A controlled mind lives in quiet despair. If you want to be dangerous, you must love truth more than popularity. You must prefer solitude over shallow crowds. You must speak even when your voice shakes. You must stand even when it feels like you are alone. Because the dangerous ones are never part of the crowd. They create their own path. They are misunderstood at first, hated next, and then, eventually, respected. Because truth always wins. Power built on truth is unshakable. And the one who owns their mind owns their destiny. So take the first step today. Turn off the noise. Sit in silence. Ask yourself, what do I really believe? What do I truly value? What lies have I accepted as truth? What fears have I allowed to guide me? Then start breaking them. One thought at a time. One truth at a time. Read. Reflect. Resist the urge to react to every opinion. Train your mind like a warrior, because the most dangerous weapon in the world is a mind that sees clearly, thinks deeply, and refuses to be controlled. You do not need permission to become powerful. You do not need a title, a degree, or applause. You need discipline, clarity, and a will that refuses to quit. You must build a code within you that nothing can break. A code of strength, honor, truth, and resilience. You must become your own master, because no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to set you free. You must save yourself. You must free yourself. And you do it by mastering the one thing they cannot touch, your mind.